This is the one of the maybe hardest fight for me because he's big, he's good everywhere.
His camp has also alluded to the fact that Islam's easy to figure out too, and I don't know what their plan is. I really don't. All I know is, we're prepared for a super tough JDM, and don't care what I hear on any side. I know what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a hell of a champion.
Like, how much does Khabib mean to you?
Khabib is like my old brother. If he tell me
why's he got to be old? He's not that old.
No, but in our gym, in our republic, it's 1 hour. If you're older than someone, he can say something to you, And these guys, if he told me, for example, hey, you have to stop tomorrow, no more fightings, I will listen to him, He's the guy in our gym who take care of us, who control us, who always wish us the best, He know how to do this, how to make the champions, and not in the gym,
in life.
In my life, he did everything for me.
How do you think Islam does next weekend?
Islam's a different breed, man. I don't think strength or size is going to be the problem. It's really going to be the dichotomy between JDM's great striking abilities and is his takedown defense enough to stop the onslaught of wrestling that Islam's going to bring. But I think JDM's a monster, man. He's pretty basic, but he is brilliant and violent with the basics. I give JDM the slight nod in that one.
Islam sees this as a huge challenge, maybe the toughest fight he's ever had. He's facing Jack Della Maddalena on November 15th. His game plan, he's ready to strike if the wrestling isn't working out for him. Why? Because Jack is big, he's strong everywhere, and he's super well-rounded. He even has solid grappling skills, even if his wrestling defense isn't absolutely perfect.
This is the one of the maybe hardest fight for me because he's big, he's good everywhere. Maybe he don't have good wrestling defense, but his grappling is good. He defends, he get up from the grappling very, very well. That's why I'm prepare myself for anything. I can strike with him, I can wrestling with him, grappling with him, but I know he also training hard for me because his last opponent, Bilal, we have not same style, but Bilal also tried to wrestling, but he defends his wrestling very well. That's why I have to be ready. If he stop my wrestling, I'm gonna try again. If not happen, I will.
Islam is putting in serious work for this fight against Jack Della Maddalena. He's actually doing 3 full training camps. It all started in Russia, then he moved to Dubai, and he'll finish things up in New Jersey. The first camp was all about bulking up and gaining size. Then in Dubai, it was intense sparring, wrestling, and heavy conditioning. Now, for the final stage in New Jersey, they even brought in a training partner specifically chosen to mimic Jack's exact style.
I did 3 camps. One of them in Russia, one of them in Dubai, and last one in New Jersey. First camp, I just focused to do some weights, to gain weight. I did 3 weeks camp, and after that we moved to Dubai and we did a lot of sparrings, wrestlings, more conditions, and now we're in New Jersey and I have my sparring partner who can do similar in JDM. I have one of them, Mohammed Berkhamov. He have good boxings, and also he defends very good wrestling, his style some similar JDM. And other guys, I have many guys in a new Cotton gym. They have many guys who can give me good rounds.
Javier Mendez, his coach, dropped some interesting news. He said Islam actually started this training camp about 10 pounds heavier than he normally does. Apparently, this extra size really suits Islam. It makes his natural walk-around weight a perfect fit for the welterweight division.
As a coach, are you happy to see him be able to be a little bit healthier as well? I imagine towards the end of that lightweight run, he's such a professional, he's always going to be making the weight, but he was always quite a big lightweight, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was basically, he'd walk into training camp around 179, 180, and this camp here, he came in about 190, 191, you know, so it's 10 pounds heavier. But you got to remember, you know, there's a big difference between 155 and 170. That's a 15-pound difference. So he has 5 pounds less to lose on this one than the last one. So, you know, that could very well be why he's stronger, you know, this camp, because he didn't have as much to lose, you know. But still, I think, you know, for a 170, I think he's not a bad 170. We walk around 190, you know, that's not bad, not bad.
And get this, Javier Mendes is calling Islam's current camp the most remarkable he's ever seen in his career. He's seeing improvements in every single part of Islam's game. He truly believes Islam has fully developed as a fighter. Mendes really stressed that this is the most focused, the strongest, and the most determined Islam he's ever witnessed. He thinks this level of preparation has Islam totally ready to go out there and claim that welterweight title.
He's improved everywhere, the stand-up, the ground, the conditioning, the mentality, you name it. This one, he eclipsed any other camp I've ever been with him. This is the best camp that I've ever seen him do with us. I've never witnessed him being this strong, this mentally prepared, and this hungry. He's this hungry, so I know what I have, and you know, we have a hell of a challenger for that welterweight title, and I really strongly believe that we're going to take that title, but it ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy, you know. But we have to respect Jack immensely in order to be able to do that. If we don't respect him, I think we can run into problems. But the problem with respecting him, everybody in our camp respects him immensely. So I think we're well on the right track.
Jack Della Maddalena himself isn't shying away from how tough this fight is going to be. He's actually described Islam as a complete fighter with some seriously powerful striking. Jack really emphasizes that Islam is way more than just a grappler. He calls him one of the world's top martial artists, a tough opponent in every single area. But here's the thing, Jack still believes he can come out on top if he makes smart decisions throughout the fight.
The striking of Islam Makhachev, I saw an interview with you in Style Bender, where you said you would rate it above Habib. In general, how would you rank his stand-up if it were to stay on the feet?
I think he's got good stand-up. He's a well-rounded. He throws it all, elbows, knees, kicks, punches. He's got power, southpaw. It's a tough fight, you know. I definitely don't look at him as just a grappler. And yeah, the fight isn't just keeping it on the feet and it's going to be easy. The fight is pretty much, the whole fight, it's a tough fight. One of the best martial artists in the world, you know, so there's not, I don't look at him as just a grappler. I think his strength is obviously in the grappling, but it's still a tough fight on the feet and I've got to make the right decisions. But I think I've got the upper hand on the feet.
Islam has also said that his move to welterweight for this camp has been one of the toughest of his entire career. His training partners, they really focused on strength and heavyweight lifting right at the start of camp.
How has it felt, this camp, getting ready to try to take something instead of defend it?
This camp is really hard, you know. I gain weight and become big, you know. And, you know, the opponent, my sparring partners, I changed that. Some guys, they're also very big, you know. That's why it's very hard camp. We did like first camp for the lifting, you know. It's the weights which I use in the training. Everything is changing, you know. It's become very hard. And now I feel good, just still a little bit jet lag after the fly. And like a couple days more and I will be.
Islam shared that getting ready for bigger opponents meant he had to make some huge changes to his training. He mentioned that gaining weight while still training twice a day has been incredibly tough. So, to build that muscle, he's been taking protein, making sure to have it after every single session, and just generally eating a lot more. But even with all those challenges, he says he's feeling much stronger now and totally ready for his welterweight debut.
What has been the biggest difference going with these bigger guys? Like, what have you found that you need to change about your approach facing, you know, these bigger opponents?
Yeah, like a lot of things. We change like many things. We sit with the coaches and we make the plan, you know. And very difficult to gain the weight. I finally become a little bit big now, because I try to, like last couple of months, it's very hard. I use like creatine, protein after every training. I try to eat more, you know, but it's very hard when you train twice a day. When you train hard, it's very hard to gain weight.
Meanwhile, Israel Adesanya and Jack Della Maddalena were talking about UFC 3. Adesanya pointed out that a lot of people see this as a classic striker versus grappler matchup, but Jack shot back, saying Islam is a super well-rounded MMA fighter and that he has plenty of ways to get back up if he gets taken down. Adesanya actually praised Jack's speed, his leg kicks, and his fearless approach. He noted that Jack's urgency and composure on the ground make him really hard to control.
This next one with Islam, I don't know what the streets are saying. I don't really tap in too much, but I know the streets will probably be like, oh, you're just a striker, you know, boxer. Islam's gonna do this or that.
I think a lot of people look at it as like striker grappler, but it's not really. Like Islam's like more than just a grappler. Like he's a strong all-round. Obviously, he's one of the best MMA guys. I think a lot of people just think he'll be able to hold me down. I think I got some tricks to get up.
I don't think he can keep you down. Even if you hit the ground, like I said, your butterfly guard, but I think it's the urgency. Yeah. You're just like, nah, it's like the floor is lava. But on the feet, I might be biased, but I love the things. And again, you throw some leg kicks, you know, but for me, it's just a body shot. And the way you stalk people, you're not scared to get hit or slip a punch to rip one back. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Are you gonna call your shot and say who you want next, or just?
Nah, they can come to me, right?
Israel Adesanya expects Jack Della Maddalena to adapt to Islam's grappling as the fight goes on. He believes that once Islam sees Jack constantly getting back to his feet, Jack can really grab that momentum. From there, he thinks Jack can turn the whole fight in his favor, using his striking and staying calm under pressure.
We'll go all the way, but look at him now. I think you're gonna do some great things in this division. It needs it though, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Even for me, the fact that they give you Islam straight away, I was thinking, is that disrespectful? But I said, nah, I won't say it's disrespectful. They just respect Islam and they want to give him a shot.
Yeah.
For the belt, so he can be like Alex did, go double champ status. But I'm like,
Israel Adesanya is actually predicting Jack Della Maddalena to win this one. He truly believes Islam won't be able to cope with Jack's scrambles and his ability to get back up once he's on his feet. Adesanya is super confident in Jack's skills and even said he plans to watch the fight live, no matter where it is. Michael Chandler also leans slightly towards Jack Della Maddalena. He praises Jack's pure size, his striking, and his strong fundamentals. Chandler points out Jack's skill at controlling distance while still applying constant pressure. He adds that Islam's wrestling won't be a surprise, but the real test will be if Jack can stay calm under that constant pressure and keep landing those clean shots.
How do you think Islam does next weekend?
JDM is a tough. He's not much of a puzzle, man. He's pretty basic, but he is brilliant and violent and devastating with the basics, man. A little bit of range, you know, a little bit of reach on Islam, and I won't even sit there and say, because Islam's a different breed, man. I wouldn't sit there and say, oh, he's a 155er, so he's not used to going with 170 pounders. I would not be surprised if Islam, his entire career, has been sparring with 55, 70, 185, and 205ers, because the dude's kind of a nut. So I think I don't think strength or size is going to be the problem. It's really going to be the dichotomy between JDM's great striking abilities and is his takedown defense enough to stop the onslaught of wrestling that Islam's going to bring.
Paddy Pimblett is also throwing his support behind Jack Della Maddalena to beat Islam Makhachev. He even took a playful jab at Islam, suggesting he should just drop back down to lightweight. Paddy truly believes Jack's boxing skills will totally dominate on the feet. He thinks now is the time for Jack to really try his luck.
I don't know how I see it playing out, but I hope JDM absolutely punches his little head in. Yeah, I hope JDM batters him. I think JDM's a much better boxer, and if he can keep it on the feet, then he will absolutely batter him, and I hope he does. Islam was chatting pony the other day, saying who I beat when he got a title shot at lightweight off beating Bobby Green, someone who I beat faster than you little bum. So how about that one, Islam? Get back down to lightweight and I'll punch your head in as well.
However, Merab Dvalishvili sees things differently. He believes Islam Makhachev can actually become a two-division champion by beating Jack Della Maddalena. Merab isn't focused on Jack's striking. Instead, he praises Islam's intelligence and how adaptable he is. He mentioned Islam would really study Jack's past fights. Merab expects a tough fight, but he thinks Makhachev will win and take home that second belt.
You mentioned Islam, he's moving up to 170. Do you think that he gets the job done and wins that title, or do you think JDM retains?
It's gonna be hard for him, but it's possible to Islam Makhachev wins the second belt. JDM is great fighter, great striker, but Islam is tricky. He has a good wrestling, and he's southpaw. He don't get hits, but he takes people down and he mauls people down. So, and also we all see the JDM Belal Muhammad's fight, and then I'm sure Islam will take lots of lessons from this fight, and maybe Islam will make some adjustment. It's possible. It's gonna be hard, but Islam can win the second belt.
Jorge Masvidal considers Islam one of the absolute top grapplers in modern MMA. He pointed out that once Islam gets the fight to the ground, his control and submission skills are incredibly hard to deal with. Masvidal also highlighted Islam's ground and pound, mentioning his dominant win over Charles Oliveira as clear proof of his overwhelming mat game. This is the big matchup: Islam Makhachev versus Jack Della Maddalena.
I got Islam.
It's a good fight.
Yeah,
it's a good ass fight.
I think that's a really good fight for Islam. Islam's top control is different than Belal. Like Islam.
Oh yeah,
Islam,
no, that 100%. I think he's the best guy on the ground, on the mat. Once it hits the mat, now nobody else has better ground control, submissions, just everything. On the ground, he is a real life nightmare. Strikes as well, he does damage. I would easily say Makhachev is the best ground fighter right now, you know, especially after what he did to Charles Oliveira, you know, what he's done to so many guys.
Masvidal also wondered how Islam would handle Jack Della Madalena's size and athleticism. He acknowledged that Jack is tough to take down, but he believes Islam's sambo and judo skills will give him an important edge.
Is he going to be able to deal with the size and the defensive athleticism wrestling of Jack? Because Jack could wrestle pretty damn good defensively, you know, and he showed out against Belal. Belal, I know, is not Islam with the technical savviness, especially up against the cage, because I feel like Islam has several degrees with his foot sweeps, his judo, a lot of the things that he does, like really, really slick, you know. So it could be early on in the fight. Islam could get you down and get you tired early, you know. He's very, very good at doing that. But that being said, I think Jack is a threat he's never faced before. I think Jack, and to be honest with you, Jack has some of the best hands right now in the UFC. Bar none. Like, I could see this guy throwing hands with anybody. He's not going to have a problem. The way he switches stance, it's like he's a Terrence Crawford, man.
Meanwhile, Henry Cejudo is expecting Islam Makhachev to absolutely dominate Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 302. He really doubts anyone can truly match Islam right now. Cejudo emphasized Makhachev's superiority in every single aspect of the fight. He's predicting a pretty one-sided outcome, totally in Islam's favor.
Explain to me why he's better, or why he's going to give Islam a good fight. I just don't see it. Striking, grappling, submissions, takedown defense, takedowns. I see total dominance from my brother, Islam Makhachev.
Islam might have an edge, but he still sees this fight as a big challenge. He even admitted that he has the skills to make it look effortless, even if it's not
gonna be that easy. Jack has just gotten exponentially better in such a short time. I've watched him in a couple of fights. His spirit was never broke. It's gonna be difficult, but if someone can make it look straight up easy, Islam possesses the skills.
I'm hearing through the grapevines too that Islam Makhachev, he doesn't have that too many fights in his career. Remember, dude, Khabib Nurmagomedov retired young, bro. These guys will follow suit. You know why? They train like freaking maniacs. They train hard, bro. There's something different with Russians. They love leaving on top.
Dan Hooker totally praises Islam Makhachev's intelligence and his incredible cage awareness, but he still expects Jack Della Maddalena to have the advantage at welterweight. He believes Jack's strength and size could slowly wear Islam down, especially if he keeps up the pressure. Now, Hooker admires Islam's defensive skills and how calm he stays on the ground, but he thinks Jack's power and his complete skill set at 70 pounds make him a serious threat to anyone in that division.
I think Jack, just because of the size advantage, like the later it goes, like that's the thing. Being the bigger, stronger guy, it's effective if you can make the other fighter carry your weight. Jack being a bigger guy, I feel like the longer the fight goes, Islam's not used to carrying that same amount of weight into deep waters. I feel like just Jack's frame and size will give him the advantage if it goes later into the fight. But Islam Makhachev is an incredibly smart fighter. On the feet, he's very hard to hit. He doesn't like getting hit at all. And then he's also very conservative on the ground. He's a very hard guy to touch. He's a very hard guy to start putting some damage on. But Jack Della, I feel like there's no one better than him right now at welterweight, and I see him winning this fight.
Neil Magny thinks Jack Della Maddalena comes into this fight with a really strong chance to win. He highlights Jack's proven ability to neutralize wrestling, even bringing up his performance against Belal Muhammad. Magny emphasizes that Islam's success won't be exactly the same as Khabib's. He noted that they're very different fighters. Magny believes Jack has the skills to surprise a lot of fans and potentially come out on top.
Might win this one?
Yeah, I mean, this is my unbiased opinion. I'm not just saying this because I'm in Australia, but I feel like JDM has a really good chance going into this fight. I mean, he's definitely proven himself being able to shut down the wrestling in his fight against Belal Muhammad here most recently. And I think he's going to go out there and really shock a lot of people. I mean, I think a lot of people aren't giving him credit. You're accustomed to seeing guys like Islam win, and you're accustomed to associating his success with Khabib's success. But at the end of the day, those guys are two completely different fighters, and I think JDM definitely has the tools to go out there and shock a lot of people and beat Islam.
On the other hand, Chael Sonnen sees Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight as a defining moment for his legacy. He thinks it will truly allow Islam to step out of Khabib Nurmagomedov's shadow. Sonnen believes this transition gives Islam a real chance to achieve something Khabib never did. He says future generations will look back at this as the moment Islam really forged his own path.
He earned this the hard way. He cleaned out a division, maybe the hardest division in the sport. He's moved to another division. This is what it's all about. And not to mention, it's something he will never discuss. But if you don't always want to be the heir apparent to King Khabib's throne, you gotta do something that Khabib didn't do. And this is his opportunity. And I know inside that's not his motivation. He is not trying to show up Khabib. But I am just suggesting at some point his grandkids are gonna look back on his career and they will now have something they can turn to that is different than Uncle Khabib.
Yeah, he said that the other day. Somebody asked him, like, well, if it doesn't matter for you, he goes, what a stupid question. He goes, Khabib's my brother. He goes, I don't want to do anything better than him. He goes, we do this together, but this is for my legacy. And right now, Islam's on the verge.
What's more, Nick Barnall expects Jack Della Maddalena to apply some serious pressure in this fight. But he thinks the outcome will really depend on Islam Makhachev's approach. He notes that Islam usually sticks to his core strengths instead of completely switching to striking. Barnall also thinks Makhachev will still use precise punches and kicks to control distance, much like he did in his rematch with Volkanovski.
Is going to dictate where this fight takes place. Islam is not like most guys where once they start finding knockouts or once they start having a lot of success with their feet, they wind up becoming knockout artists. Islam still knows his best way to win this fight is by taking Jack to the ground and cooking him and then basically finding a submission or some ground and pound. I don't see Islam going out there trying to just strike with the high-level striker, but I also don't see him selling out for a takedown. I think Islam's going to go out there and be measured the way we saw him against Volk in the second fight. He's going to stay on the outside. He's going to look to strike and throw some kicks.
Dan Hardy is hyping up Islam Makhachev's well-rounded skills, saying he can challenge any opponent. He sees the striking exchanges being pretty competitive early on, with Makhachev's kicks helping him take control. Hardy predicts that as the fight continues, Islam's wrestling and grappling will really take over. He thinks it will likely lead to a submission win for Islam in the later rounds.
And I just think Islam's all-round game is so problematic for any single fighter. I see him taking it, and I can see him probably a 50-50 striking exchange, Makhachev winning with a kicking advantage, but then he's grappling and his wrestling taking over, probably winning by sub in the championship rounds.
Plus, Mario Bautista thinks Jack Della Maddalena has a genuine chance to pull off an upset against Islam Makhachev at UFC 3-2-2. He's backing Jack, feeling that eventually, any fighter is bound to lose at some point. Bautista sees Jack as a potential candidate for that upset, but he's also really interested to see how Islam deals with moving up to welterweight.
Islam Makhachev versus Jack Maddalena. Who you got, Mario?
I'm gonna go with Jack on that one. Someone has to beat one of those guys.
God, are you taking Jack?
What's
Think
the
he
odds?
takes him out?
My heart says I want to go with Jack, but
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how Islam, like, is he gonna be like just bigger and stronger at 170, and it probably cuts a lot to 55. I'm hoping Jack.
However, Colby Covington is actually picking Islam Makhachev to beat Jack Della Maddalena. He notes that even though Islam is the smaller fighter moving up, His complete skill set makes him incredibly dangerous. Covington believes that if Islam can land takedowns and keep that top control, the fight will probably go his way. He sees Islam as the clear favorite, even with the size difference.
Islam versus JDM. What do you make of that? Islam moving up to now welterweight.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight. I'm excited to see how it goes. You know, Islam, is a lightweight. He's going to be a little smaller in the fight, but he's a well-rounded fighter. So, if he's able to take down JDM and control him, he could definitely get the job done. But it's going to be interesting to see how the size advantage plays a difference in the fight.
Who do you favor?
I mean, I seen the odds were pretty big. They favored Makhachev like 3-1. So I guess I got to go with the odds if they're going 3-1. But just because JDM doesn't have good takedown defense, but you never know. It's a fight, and JDM has some good hands, so it should be an exciting fight for the fans.
Osman Nurmagomedov also expects Islam Makhachev to control Jack with takedowns and relentless top pressure. He thinks this will gradually wear Jack down. Osman points out that while Islam's approach is well known, nobody has actually been able to stop it. He adds that the entire team is super motivated, seeing Islam chase the goal of becoming a two-division champion. That's something their camp has never achieved before.
How do you think Islam does against JDM?
You're gonna take him down, make him tired, hold him there, and after that, if you can finish him, if you can, by decision, you have to win. All people know what we're gonna do, but they can do nothing with that. And we're so excited for him because of two-time champion. In our gym, we don't have this guy, but Islam gonna be, inshallah.
On the contrary, Beneil Dariush thinks Islam Makhachev could really be tested against Jack Della Maddalena at UFC 322.
He points out Jack's size and his exceptional cardio as potential advantages that might just give him the edge. Dariush did acknowledge that he could be wrong with his prediction, though.
I'm wondering how that goes. Earlier on, I was leaning towards Islam Makhachev, and now I'm leaning towards JDM, but I don't know why.
Why are you leaning towards JDM now? Tell me, what is it?
I don't have a logical reason for it, but I've just been thinking more about it, bro. He is bigger, he's fast. It's not like he's a slow fighter. He's young. There's not a whole lot like in his game. He showed a whole different game. I've seen his old fights. If I watched just his old fights and not watch his most recent fight with Bilal, I would definitely be like, okay, Makhachev has this fight. But after watching him fight with Bilal, I think his chances of winning are a lot better.
So, that's all for today's video. How do you see this incredible matchup playing out? Go ahead and drop all your predictions in the comments section below. And hey, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.